Books, books. I like books. I'm gonna read them all.
Hi readers, Chris here. Welcome to my channel where I review fantasy, Stephen King, all sorts of books, and today I'm going to be talking about Legends and Lattes. This is the final book I will be reviewing that I read in 2023. Yes, everything else I read in 2023 has either been reviewed or I'm just not going to cover it. So this is the last one. I finally get to move on to new material. So first up, before we jump in, I just want to give a little background on where I was coming from going into this one. So I have heard so many people talking about this book. I heard so many people recommended it to me, that it was this cute, cozy fantasy read. I had been dying to read it for a long time. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about this book. So finally, in December of 2023, I'm like, you know, it's Christmas time. I want a cozy read. So I finally picked this one up. And what I found was I did like this book overall. I did enjoy it overall. I do think it's cute. I do think it's cozy. However, I also don't think that it's as perfect as everyone claimed that it was. I'm going to explain why. So the whole setup of this book is that we have this ogre character, Viv, and she used to be like this fearsome warrior, but now she's ready to retire. She's ready to leave that warrior life behind her and settle down and open a cafe. Yes, that's right. She wants to open a cafe in a town where they have never even heard of coffee. So this book follows her journey as she kind of finds a building to open the cafe, goes through all the construction of opening the cafe, figures out what type of drinks to serve, hot and cold, and then maybe what sort of pastries to serve with that coffee. Any of those type of stuff. And when I tell you that that's what the book is about, that is it. That is what the book is about. And to be fair, it does say right on the back of this, high fantasy, low stakes. It's just, I did not quite realize how low those stakes would be. So, yes, I was very surprised at how simple this story was. I was very surprised by that. I want to say about halfway through the book, I remember stopping reading, and I don't know if I said this actually out loud or if it was just in my head, but I'm like, is that it? Is that the whole story? And that was the whole story. So I really had to readjust my expectations at that point. Otherwise, I was going to be disappointed because I did not know how simple the story was going into it. And I wish I had done just a little bit more research. I didn't think cozy meant simple, but that is what happened. So there was one other person, Joe, Mary, Book Buds. I know one of you also made the comment that nothing happens in this book. And it's kind of true. Nothing really happens in it. So if you are someone that's loves action and adventure and all that type of stuff, this book is not for you. This book is not for you. So that was one thing that really threw me off, that I had to adjust. And like I said, I did end up enjoying the book for what it is. It's just, I wish I had known that going in. Now, the second thing that made me kind of question my enjoyment of this book is one of the relationships in this book. And I'm going to be vague here because I don't want to give away any spoilers if you don't want to read it, but there is a romance in this book, and it was a romance that I wasn't expecting. Because in the book, these two characters really start out as friends, and I thought that that was really, really cool, because I personally cannot think of another high adult fantasy where you have female characters who actually become best friends with each other. Most female characters either already have best friends, like from when they were younger, like they already have family and friends. Like I feel like it's very rare for female characters to form new and true friendships. And I really loved that. I'm like, wow, that's really great. I really like to see that. But then that friendship drifted over into romance. And that did disappoint me a little bit because I was so excited about this wonderful display of friendship that I was like, of course, every story has to have a romance. I've been saying that about a lot of books, and because it happened here where I was dreaming of something else, that I was kind of unimpressed by that, let's say. I still enjoyed their relationship overall, if you know what I'm talking about, but what I thought it was going to be was not what it ended up being. So again, you could say that's a me problem. That is a me problem, not the book problem. Again, it kind of goes back to that whole building expectations thing. So those are kind of my two issues with the book, but I do want to focus on the positive because, again, it is a cute book and it is enjoyable, and I understand why so many people like this one. I really do. There are some fantastic side characters. One being this girl whose name I forget, Tandri, right? She's a really cool character. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this little mouse who becomes a baker at the cafe. He's absolutely adorable. And I think the thing that this book really does well is this whole like sense of community. Again, this is something that I don't think I've seen in fantasy or not very often, but that whole found family trope, that really comes through here. You know, when Viv first starts her cafe, she's completely on her own and she's completely alone. The only friends she ever had were from her, fighting days. So as she meets all these new people, the guy that helps her get the materials to build her cafe, the mouse who bakes for her, Tandri who helps her with some signage, like all these people in the community she starts building relationships and bonds with. And I really do love the found family trope and this whole coming together sense of community. So that is probably the thing that I enjoyed most about this one. And it definitely does it really, really well. So I think that's all I want to say about Legends and Lattes. So just to recap, I did enjoy this book. I do want to read the sequel at some point. Yes, it's a bit slow and simple, so if you're someone that likes that type of stuff, it may not be for you. But if you like the found family trope, if you like that, kind of building a community trope, I would definitely recommend this one. Although I think most people have probably already read it at this point. But if you haven't, hopefully I helped you decide. So that is it for me today. So now I want to know from you, have you read Legends and Lattes? Did you love it? Did you find it a bit slow, a bit simple? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel for more bookish stuff and more Swiper coming your way soon. All right, everyone, happy reading. Oh, you're spicy swiper today, huh? You're a spicy swiper. Thank you.